Culture and art. These are everlasting and lofty concepts, like a mirror in which you can see the soul of an individual or the spirituality of entire nations. Surprisingly, but in our time of high technology, when distances no longer matter and people's consciousness is globalized, culture and art suddenly discovered their ingeniously contradictory functions. On the one hand, it is art and culture that allow different ethnic groups to preserve their identity and uniqueness, and on the other hand, it is art and culture that have become a force that unites peoples despite anything.
Every nation, every culture has its own zest, and when placed on an international stage, it's nothing other than unity of all people. It makes you realize that there are no bad people, nothing more. There is only culture and its representatives.
Культура и ее представители.
If we consider the art of dance, a person does not speak. It is an art form in which a person expresses his feelings and thoughts, not with words, but with the movement of his body. If it is an ethnic dance, it is a story about the people, about their culture, their values, traditions, hardships, and periods of prosperity. And all this information is conveyed in a beautiful language of dance, which can be understood by people almost anywhere in the world.
The strength is in unity. The art is the best way to bring people together. This is what French cultural figures decided in 2009 and created the French Cultural Association Esplanade under the auspices of UNESCO. The aim was to organize projects that transcended the borders of one country or even one continent. The new association gathered dancers, singers, musicians, actors, artists from all over the world under its unifying wing. And now, 15 years later, Esplanade has covered more than 50 countries through various cultural projects.
France Unesco Esplanade is the main art bureau of UNESCO, headquartered in Paris. Today, it is perhaps the only organization that creates projects in Europe, Italy, Germany, France, and other countries of the world, not only for professional, but also for amateur ensembles. They organize cultural forums and manifestations for ensembles for charitable causes.
For several years, representatives of Kazakhstani art have been also participating in Esplanade Art Association projects. In 2016, there was a big event, Paris in Kazakhstan. A few years later, Kazakhstan hosted another cultural forum, and recently local artists were the ones who traveled abroad.
Culture is something that can show the people, the land. For example, singing. When we went to France, we were able to demonstrate what Kazakhs can do, where we come from, our culture, our talents and strength. We showed that we are a very strong, talented people who can do anything.
The trip to France turned out to be more than just a series of performances at concerts. As the founders of the Esplanade Association intended, primarily their project united different people from different countries through their unique creativity.
We performed in Montmartre, in the subway, in different places. There were so many nations, Ukrainians, Russians, Americans, Italians, and so on, all nations. And they liked it very much because we sang in different languages, in Ukrainian, in French, in English, and it united everybody because music is a unifying language of all cultures and peoples. And it is what helps us understand and help each other.
Esplanade Art Association creates and implements dozens of cultural projects every year, entertaining the audience, attracting more and more cultural figures and artists, proving again and again that the language of art is always the language of peace and unity.